in this problem, you're told that the amplitude of a sound wave changes by a factor of 3.5. And the way to write that is the amplitude after, which I've labeled as A2, is divided by the amplitude before, which I've labeled as A1, is equal to 3.5. When you say things are changing by a factor, there's division involved. And we're going to use this fact right away because in part A, it asks you by what factor does the intensity level change. And the symbol for intensity is I, so we want I2, that is the intensity after, divided by I1, the intensity before. I've put the formula for intensity right here, and we're going to use that formula twice. Once for after, once for before. This is going to be A2, that's the after, squared over rho V. A1 squared over rho V. Rho is the density of air, V is the velocity of sound, but we don't need to know that because those divide out conveniently. What remains is A2 squared over A1 squared, and which is algebraically the same as this. A2 over A1 quantity squared. And you can see the importance of starting off with this expression right here, because, or equation I should say, because we can plug that in right here. Let's do it. I2 for I1 is equal to 3.5 squared, which is equal to 12.25 when you use the calculator. 12.25. And that's it for part A. The intensity level changes by a factor of 12.25. Now what about part B? In part B, asks you by how does the sound level change. Sound level is designated by beta. Here beta 2 means the sound level after, beta 1 is the sound level before, and it wants a difference. So it means you do the subtraction. The formula for beta, I've put right here, this formula for sound level, as it relates to sound intensity. So we'll just plug in for each of these. The after gets I2 over I naught, and the before gets I1 over I naught. Quickly, we can factor out the 10. And we're left with this difference of logs. It's a basic fact, or a fundamental fact of logs, that the log of A minus the log of B is equal to the log of A over B. And we're going to use this fact right now, because we're going to use it right here. So this turns into 10 log the whole thing, I2 over I naught divided by I1 over I naught. Seems like it's maybe a little bit complicated, but this I naught here is some base sound level, but we don't need to know what it is because it divides out. And what remains is 10 log I2 over I1. And we already have I2 over I1. It's right here. It's 12.25. Plugging in, we get 10 log 12.25. This is all numbers, so you can use your calculator. And when you do, base 10, you should get 10.88. This is in decibels. Sound levels are in decibels. That's part B. The difference in sound levels is 10.88 decibels, and the factor change in sound intensities is 12.25.